guys, it's Carrie at ROCKIN G Farm. Well, today on the farm, I'm in my kitchen. My daughter has requested my mother's potato soup. If this is the first time that you have joined our channel, thank you so much for joining us. If you're coming back for a second look, thanks guys for joining us again. And for all of you who are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is for free, and then right beside that subscribe button, you can hit the notification bell. And that notification bell means that anytime I upload a new video, you will be notified of that video. Well guys, the first thing I'm going to do today is get some bacon in my oven. I like to cook my bacon in my oven so it doesn't splatter everywhere, and also it lets me go ahead and get something else done while the bacon is cooking. So here I'm just going to put some bacon on my broiler pan so that the grease can drip on the bottom, and then I'm going to put them in the oven and let them cook. So I am setting my oven for 350, and then I'm going to put my bacon in for 15 minutes. During that time, I'm going to check on my bacon to make sure that it does not burn and flip it over as needed. Here's probably one of the best things that happens when you make potato soup. You get to save the bacon drippings. Oh my goodness, I love saving bacon drippings because they help add flavor to all other meals that I need some flavor with. Just take a spoonful out, put it in your skillet, and fry up whatever you need in that bacon grease, and oh my goodness, instant flavor. Just remember, make sure you use a jar that can take the heat of the hot bacon grease, or wait till the bacon grease cools down and then add it to your jar. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, I have got a pot on my stovetop. It has a little bit of water in it. I'm going to go ahead and get it started to boil. Okay, so while we're doing that, I'm just going to tell you some of the ingredients that we are going to need today. We are going to need bacon, and so you need very crispy bacon. You can do as little or as much as you want, or you can omit it altogether. I love bacon in my potato soup, so I've made a whole bunch, and we're going to add it into the soup and then as a garnish on the end. We are also going to add some mushrooms, from fresh mushrooms today. I had some extra in the refrigerator and I wanted to use them up before they went bad. So you can either add mushrooms or not add mushrooms, but we're going to go ahead and add mushrooms. I'm also going to add some onions. Of course, you can add all of the onions you like or just a little. It's all going to be how much you like to taste. This is just kind of to taste soup, so there's not a lot of direct measurements, so it's a lot of just taste in what you like your preference to be. So also I've got some mild cheddar cheese right here. It is just coming out of the freezer, so it's still just a little, well, it's a little soft now, but we're gonna add that at the end, and then we have potatoes. Now, again, when you add your potatoes, if you would like your soup more chunky with a lot of potatoes, add more potatoes. If you don't want so much potatoes and you like more of a liquid soup, you can hear my pan my water is getting ready to boil. So if just add as much potatoes as you like. We are going to be serving 3 families with this soup, so we have got quite a bit of potatoes. We have some already cut up and ready to go into the pot over here, and then we have some right here. Also, another thing that sometimes we do, if I have some carrots, I will go ahead and add some carrots. Of course, that's all up to you. Now, this is a very, very easy throw together kind of potato soup. I hope you enjoy it, so let's just go ahead and get started. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to go ahead and cut my mushrooms, and we're just gonna dice them up. Oops. And of course, you can make them as big slices or small as slices as you want. Since my grandson will be eating this, I'm going to kind of dice them up just a little bit smaller, just so that he won't be able to understand what he's eating, and he just might think it's just like part of the potato. So let me wash my hands. I'm going to go ahead and cut up some onion. These are fresh onions right out of our garden this year. So excited about that. If you are interested in growing something for your garden, onions are super, super easy to start from seed, and you'll be so excited when you have a wonderful harvest. So just watch some of my videos. We have some videos on starting onions from seed, and then of course in the spring we will do another video on starting onions from seed. So that'll be something that if you're interested in starting a garden, and something super, super easy to grow would be onions. I'm gonna add just a little bit more onions. I don't want it to be too spicy because my grandson will be eating it. And like I said, this is just a lot to taste. So if you like a lot of onions, go ahead and add more. If not, add less. We'll just move those around too. And let's go ahead, and I'm going to cut up some bacon. I cooked this in the oven this morning while I was doing some other things. It was super, super easy, so you don't have to sit there and watch it while it is cooking. So super, super easy to do that. I have the part of the video on that, and we're just going to get some bacon here. And like I said, my mother likes to add the bacon at the very end. I like to cook the bacon in with my potatoes. Just gives them a little bit more flavor while it's cooking. And again, of course, if you like a lot of bacon, you can add all the bacon you want. If you don't want to add bacon, you don't have to. If you would like to do ham, you could do ham. Pre-cooked ham, you could do that. So it's just a lot of preference on here. It's a real quick, wonderful recipe, and every time anybody comes around, they're always like, I want Mom's or their grandma or Mama's potato soup. So she was over here this morning helping me, and so she gave me all of her hints and her tricks. And so we'll do one more piece of bacon. And so she told me how to do it her way. And of course, I'm adding some difference of my way because she didn't want the mushrooms and she likes to put the bacon in later. So we're just gonna go ahead, and I think this is probably gonna be a good amount of bacon to add to our pot and let the potatoes cook in. So there we go. We've got our mushrooms, onions, and bacon. And just add as much as you want or as little as you want. And if you want to add some carrots to that, just go ahead and chop them up probably into little coin size that are not quite so big. But I'm going to take this over here and put it in the pot right now. Along with that, we're going to go ahead and add our potatoes that have been diced. And so you can just cut them in little cubes like this, and we're just going to add it to the pot of water. And I had these soaking in this water so that they would not start turning brown. Another thing you can add while your potatoes are cooking is chicken broth. So just like a cup or so of chicken broth will be great. You have just enough water in here to cover the potatoes and then add some chicken broth to that. However, I am out of chicken broth, so I am just going to add some chicken bouillon to that. So just enough to give it a little bit of flavor. It is already, I'm just going to shake it in there. Like I said, you can read what it says on your chicken bouillon bottle, but I'm just kind of winging it here. But you can either use bouillon cubes, the powdered bouillon, or chicken broth in that can or in the paper containers. So also after that, what we're going to do, we're going to add some dry cream of chicken soup mix, and I have my recipe on one of my other videos, so we're going to use that. And what we do right here, you're going to add 1/3 of a cup of our mix with 1/4 cup of water. So I don't want my soup to become too watery, so right now all I'm going to do is add my 1/3 cup my dry cream of chicken soup mix, and I'm just going to let the water that is in here mix that up. And so there's one right there, so we'll leave that there, and I will link the video on how I make my dry cream of chicken soup mix. Okay guys, we're going to go ahead and let this cook down for a while, and I'll be right back. All right, I've got all my potatoes in, I've got all the ingredients in, but I am going to add some salt and pepper, and then of course at the end you can also add more salt and pepper to taste. I think I'm going to add some fresh garlic cloves. So let me run right over here and get some, and we'll get some made and put into the potato soup. Like I said, you just add what you like, and I think this is going to be super, super good today. Here's my knife. And we're just going to start opening this up, and I'm going to get a couple of cloves and put in there just to give it a little bit more flavor. Also, guys, talking about starting a garden and stuff that is really super easy to grow. Garlic is really, really super easy to grow, and right now is the time that you must order your garlic in order to get it into the ground before the winter, and also because garlic goes so fast. You have to be on top of purchasing your garlic for your garden for the following year. I have got a whole bunch of garlic coming from the MI Gardener. I can't wait for that. I am super, super excited. I ordered a ton of garlic. He had some on sale, and so I just went ahead and ordered the garlic that was on sale, and I'm excited to get it and get it planted for my garden for next year. Okay, so here are about 3 cloves of garlic. Again, I'm just going to kind of dice these up, and I don't think I'm going to put any more in that because, like I said, my grandson will be eating this and I don't want it too spicy for him. I'll take this over and put this into the soup mixture. Now, while our soup is cooking on the stove, I'm going to go ahead and dice up my cheese. I'm just going to cut it up into small sections so it'll be easier to melt when I add it to the pot of soup. This is an 8-ounce block of cheese. I think we might just use half of the block. I don't want it to be too cheesy, but I also don't want it to not have a lot of flavor. So we'll just use half a block for this. So 4 ounces, and of course, like I said, if you like stuff cheesier, use more cheese. If you don't like it cheesy, don't use cheese at all. Sometimes we eat it with cheese and sometimes we don't. So I'm just gonna cube it up a little bit to make it easier to melt. We'll leave that right there, and then we'll go over to the stove and check on the soup. Okay, we're here at the stovetop, and I used a splash guard just so that it wouldn't splash all over. So it is thickening up, looking really, really good here. So let me check and see how the potatoes are. Yep, the potatoes seem to be really soft. Okay. So while this is here, I am going to get my masher and mash up my potatoes. Okay guys, I just have a little potato masher and I'm just going to mash up my potatoes a little bit. I'm going to leave some of them chunky and some of them mashed up really good because I like some chunky with my sweet, smooth potato soup. Soup over here. I'm going to add my cheese and let that melt. Now the color of this is a little brown, and that's because of the mushrooms in it. If you do not add mushrooms in it, it will be a real light yellow color. Mom, you want to come try this? You want to come try this? Okay, let's put a little bit in here for Mom to try. Let it cool down just a little bit. Yeah, here. We're going to let Mom try this real quick. It's a little warm, so yeah, it's hot because it's hot on the bottom, so kind of blow it a little bit. Yes, it's still videoing.
It's good.
Am I missing something?
Not for me, you're not. Somebody might want salt in it,
Okay.
but I don't.
Well, I'll let everybody salt their own just because everybody has different salt needs. Does it have enough cheese in it, you think? Yes?
It's enough. It's
Okay.
good soup.
Okay. Okay, guys, let me get a bowl of soup ready for me. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you today, other than letting you know that I do add a little bit of bacon on top, some sour cream, and some chives. Guys, thanks for joining me today in my kitchen, and I hope you enjoy the potato soup recipe. And make what you have beautiful.